welcome back to another Twinmotion video. And in this one, we're going to do something very exciting, and that is take Twinmotion and quickly get that exact same thing within Unreal Engine. This is new as of Twinmotion 2023. It now works well with Unreal Engine 5, and so not only that, we can get it into Unreal Engine 5 and have it look and act the same way as it does in Twinmotion. Fantastic stuff. Okay, before we get into it, if at any point in this video you happen to learn something, which I hope you do, then please demolish that like button. It really helps me out quite a lot. Okay, we are in a blank project within Twinmotion's architecture template. Ooh, that sounds really cool to say. But we don't really care about this for now, because ultimately I will bring in a model that we can take into Unreal Engine. But the thing I want to point out is, of course, here in the file export, we can export to Datasmith, because that is going to be step one here. You can see this Datasmith file. That means it's going to take everything as it is within Twinmotion, no matter where it came from, whether that's Revit, Rhino, you name it, and then take it directly into Unreal Engine, as we would expect and hope. Okay, so obviously we need to have created an Unreal Engine project, which is just basic. We have the option to do multiple templates or whatever. None of that really matters. I don't really care. So I just have this basic template. The project's called test, and I have left everything out of it except just the basic environment. None of this really matters, but because once we get our Twinmotion into Unreal Engine, then for the sake of this video, we will be done. So after we have this open, we'll need to ultimately activate and use the Twinmotion plugin, which is basically just going to allow you to import that Datasmith file that you've exported from Twinmotion. Okay, but before we do that, of course, there's multiple steps here, none of which are too insane, but we are going to have to download that Datasmith Twinmotion content, and that is going to allow us to have the plugin within Unreal Engine. So where is that? Well, I will leave a link to this. You can find this in the, of course, you can find it within the Epic Games launcher, or you can find it here. And it's very simple to do because we just need to download this. So I'm going to download this, and then whenever this is done, we will have to restart Unreal Engine and then activate it, use the plugin, go from there. So I will download this and we'll be right back. And once I've signed in, you can see that this is free. We do need to accept this. And once this is done, we will get our order. We'll have it downloaded. We'll be good to go. With that, we will open the launcher. Yep, that's perfectly fine. You can see the launcher here. Like I said, you can get to this from the launcher itself and the marketplace, whatever, or you can simply go to the link that I leave in the description below. So I will install to engine. I want to put it on 5.1. It will work with either. Don't worry about that, whether you've downloaded 5.1 or not, but I'm working with 5.1 just because it's the latest. So like I said, once this has been downloaded, which doesn't look like it will take long at all, we will be right back, and I will see you in Unreal Engine. All right, and that has completed, and we are here in Unreal Engine. So if I were to go to Edit and Plugins, we need to simply search Twinmotion. And when you do that, at this point, if you had it open or currently do not have it open, you need to open it, or in this case, restart it, because installing that new plugin will require a restart. Not a big deal. So once I restart it and we get back into our project, we can pick it up from there. All right, as soon as I come in here, I see that I have new plugins available. Fantastic. So that's exactly what we were hoping to see. Let's go ahead and manage our plugins, and we can see, look, install right there is Twinmotion. This is exactly what I need. So, of course, once I do this, I need to check the box, and it will say plugin blah blah is the beta version. Yeah, that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and activate this, and then we will once again restart. So apologize for all the restarts and everything like that, but this one is at least simple because it restarts the project and everything as it is. So give me one more minute, we'll be back, and once this is reloaded, we'll be good to go. All right, and it just popped up right here immediately, got the plugins open, so it literally restarted as it was. And if we see Twinmotion, we can see, look, exactly what I want to see here. And that's perfect because it's checked, I'm good to go, it's beta, that's totally fine too. That's everything that I need. Awesome. And one more thing we will make sure is when I search Datasmith, that we have this Datasmith importer. All of this is good to go. It is checked. We have everything that we need. We're basically ready. Now, if you want to import an FBX, you could do it that way, but we're not going to deal with that. We're going directly from Twinmotion as a U Datasmith file. Fantastic. once we're good in Twinmotion, all we have to do is then go through the export process to get it into Unreal. And so, simply done, we have File and then Export to Datasmith file. We're going to keep this as simple as possible because that's it. That's all we have to do, and then we'll end up having to wait. All right, and I'm just going to call this Oslo because that's where the competition was. I will save that, and I have no idea how long this will take. This is a fairly large model, but hopefully this will not take long. I'll let you know how long it takes here in a second. Now, obviously, you can see this is moving pretty quickly for what it is, but when this is done, we'll go directly into Unreal Engine and import, the fun part. All right, I'll see you in a few minutes. All right, and with that done, we are in Unreal Engine. This is the fun part, believe me, because now we can simply go to our add a model here, and there's tons of different things you can add, obviously, but we want to focus on the import assets, which Datasmith is right there. That's what we want, and then file import. And so it's about to get easy because I can simply go to the file, find the file, and then all of a sudden, there we go. We're good. We'll press open, and here's the fun part. So this is everything that's going to come in with all of it as basically where you want it. In this case, I want it in the content folder. That's perfectly fine. I don't really care about that, but here's everything that will come in. We have all the geometry, materials, textures, lights, cameras, animations. The point is, do you want all of that? You can check these boxes or not. Do you want to generate light map UVs? This is all awesome stuff that I would recommend that you do by default. Change some of these resolutions if you want, but for the sake of this, I'm not going to do anything. I want everything to come in, and we'll see what we get. So I'll press import. Obviously, this is also going to take a minute, but once this is done, we'll have our exact same model that we have in Twinmotion now in Unreal Engine. And just think of the things that we can do in Unreal, given all of the new updates with 5.0 and 5.1. So I'll see you back when this is done, and we'll have a model that hopefully looks exactly like it does in Twinmotion. So look at this. This is essentially everything that we want. Now, obviously, we need to find the model because I don't see it. It looks similar, but how do we know this worked? Well, I can see the ridiculous city line background that came in from Twinmotion, but I want to expand all the content that I have here and just see everything. And believe me, there's a lot in this model, more than I'd like to admit. Obviously, here are all the lights and everything like that. I love the way these are from separate linked models that are in the Twinmotion model. But what I like is that everything that we see here in the outliner, the content in Unreal Engine, is the exact same that we have not only set up, but it's the exact same as in what's in Twinmotion. So I'm going to select this here. I'm going to press F, and look at this. Obviously, I can go directly to that location. Everything's reloading. My computer's about to explode, but I wouldn't expect anything less with Twinmotion. And now that I have found the model, we are here. We can start to see some things. So what are we looking at? Well, it's definitely not out of the box as pretty as Twinmotion. It's more about what kind of capabilities do we have. We can see there are a handful of things that just don't come in. And this is probably because it's some old version of vegetation. I have upgraded this model a few times over the years in Twinmotion, so maybe that's a part of it. If I were to put in a new tree, yeah, it's hard to tell. But all this to say, there are some limitations, and I want you to be aware of that. But of course, let's look at everything that is in our content drawer. And we can see, yeah, I have everything here, whether it's geometries, materials, textures, all of this has come in. You can see all of the different geometries, things like that are in the project, which is a ton. Now, this is not something I'm going to try and navigate through, but just know that you can impact things individually here if you want. It's great. And the same with materials and textures, everything. This is great because it's pulled in everything that is being used within the Twinmotion model, which is fantastic. That's the type of thing that we want to see. So if we want to look at clear glass, we can double click this and we can literally work on this material within Unreal Engine specifically. All right, so we're back in Twinmotion, and what I want to do is add maybe a tree, change the material of something, and just re-import that back into Unreal Engine and see if it's as easy as I hope it is and just what that workflow might be like. So I'm going to go in here and just simply add a tree. This will be very simple. Let's take this tree, put it right here. That's perfect. And now maybe I want to make this tree as large as it can be. And maybe we can just change the roof color, roof material to something else. Let's do this aluminum. So it clearly shows up a bit differently. And with these changes made, I will save as, just save over that Datasmith file, go back into Unreal Engine, and we will re-import. So I will see you there. All right, and we are back in Unreal Engine. So at this point, it is as simple as finding the file and then just re-importing. And I'll show you how to do that. It's very simple. So let's come down here to our content drawer. And within the content drawer, we can see, yeah, there is our model. That's exactly what we need. So just know that wherever you decided to save the original import, like we did, we put it in the content folder. So it gives us this entire folder for this entire import, which is fantastic. So just know it'll be there. So there's the geometries, materials, textures, everything there. But what we really care about here is this Datasmith scene. And of course, that's it. So all I need to do is right click this, go to import, re-import, and you're good to go. Let's go ahead and do that. So this really is as simple as it was to import. We get to decide what are the things that we want to see here. And in this case, yeah, we want to see absolutely everything that we had before. We want to make sure that we have things that are overridden correctly, materials that are new, that are introduced, things like that. So all I need to do is click import. And when this is done, I will see you on the other side. There we go. And we can see there's a small successful re-import right there. That's all we need to know. So let's go ahead and take a look and see. It's simple. It's the type of thing where it's very easy to go into Twinmotion, make an update, re-import, boom, it's just overwriting the file and you're good to go. With that said, that's going to do it for this video. We looked at, I know there are a lot of steps, obviously, to get to this point, but it was quite simple in the end because where we're at now, we can go into Twinmotion, work on any project, and within a few clicks be within Unreal Engine and have the exact same thing that we had in Twinmotion, but in Unreal Engine. So it's awesome. I love it. And really, please check out all the other 2023 new features with Twinmotion. There's a ton. Check out that video, but also that will do it for this video. If you happen to learn something, please demolish that like button. It really helps me out a lot. Also consider subscribing. That does as well. I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day and thank you so much for watching.